Good evening, good evening, good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys. Listen, what are you guys still doing up late? Well, if you're up like me, it's a great time to go live and get into a discussion. And I know, listen, if you're up and you tuned in, look, I appreciate you for still rocking with us. But let's go ahead and get right into tonight's discussion. So without pause, let's get to it. Recently, as you very well know, Blac Chyna has been in the media. She's been making waves because of her decision to rid herself of the cosmetic changes she made over the years. Now, whether you agree with her or not, this was solely her decision to make. Wouldn't you agree? I had to say that because it appears that, unfortunately, many have opined unfavorably about her decision. And you know what? I am really appalled that there are so many from the Black church that somehow disagree with the notion that she could come to Christ in order to seek the changes she desires, as if she somehow, because of her past, shouldn't have the right to do so. Now, I must say that some of those same church folks, I believe, are the main reasons that churches are empty or almost empty right now. But I digress. Let me get off my soapbox for just a moment and get right into tonight's discussion. Sorry about that, guys. I just went on a rant there, but it just burns my bubbles sometimes because of the church folks. But anyhow, while we have been paying close attention to Blac Chyna and the number of women who have gone under the knife, the question that I have is, are we giving men a pass when it comes to cosmetic surgery? Now, you know what? This discussion tonight is going to shock you. Maybe that's why we're having it so late, but it's going to shock you. So go ahead and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that He Spoke Fashion Live is on, and we have a great show in store for you. So go ahead, tell somebody, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Are you ready, AB? All right, let's get it. Hit it. Yeah, in the building.
He spoke fashion. He spoke fashion.
Again, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. And as I said in my opening monologue, we're going to get into this discussion tonight concerning, because we're going to focus again on black men. And you will find some things we say tonight very shocking. But to start, and I know that we all like to talk numbers, so let's look at a new survey by the American Academy of Cosmetic Surgery. So when it comes to what I consider to be the ethnicity breakdown, this chart reveals that among ethnic groups, cosmetic surgery is most popular among Asians, followed by Hispanics, and lastly, African Americans at about 18.8%. About 25% of those that were surveyed said that they knew someone of the same racial or ethnic background who has had cosmetic surgery. That is an increase. Now listen to this from this perspective for invasive procedures. This same survey found the most popular procedures were for Asian respondents, the facelift, tummy tuck for Hispanic respondents, and then liposuction for African American respondents. Liposuction. And this, of course, defines some of the cosmetic surgical procedures by groups. Now, more black and brown people than ever are getting cosmetic surgeries, according to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons. 1.7 million in 2020 compared with just over 1 million 10 years ago. Now, plastic surgery is evolving with more focus on individual beauty and preserving ethnic differences. However, in our community, it appears to be growing more in one area in particular, and that is in liposuction. And I wonder why that is. You know, if you haven't noticed, even in recent years, stars of Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac have been open about undergoing cosmetic procedures, including Real Housewives of Atlanta Nene Leakes and Potomac's Wendy Osipha and Mia Thornton. And as you know, when we watch things on television, in our households, it makes them more easy for us to accept them. And then, of course, this magnifies exponentially in the black household. It not only made it more acceptable, I believe, for women to submerge themselves into cosmetic surgery, but you know what? The miraculous happened. You'll never guess what happened. You'll never guess it. You'll never guessed. Well, listen, in the midst of women going under the knife for everything from facelifts to lipo to BBLs, many men joined the ranks of those who we now see an increase in having cosmetic surgery. And you know what? We need to understand why. We need to understand. And that is cosmetic surgery good for black men? That's what we need to understand. Now for me, the first person that I recall hearing about having cosmetic surgery was someone that I simply didn't think sorry about that. It was someone that I didn't think needed it, in my humble opinion. Who was that person? Well, you may have guessed it. It was none other than Kanye West who made this announcement. And I'm sad to say, but he made this announcement in the only way he appears to know how to do it. Now, I know there's a clip out there somewhere of Kanye and his rant. And while we're looking for that clip, I must say that these things happen. And, Kanye, of course, has been butt of a few jokes. And as time rolls on, I'm hoping the young man can get himself back together. But nevertheless, he went on this rant, and we're going to show you just a little bit of that rant right now.
Hey, everyone listen to this, please. 2 days before I was in the hospital, I was on opioids. I was addicted to opioids. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction because I didn't want y'all to call me fat like y'all called Rob at the wedding and made him fly home before me and Kim got married. I didn't want y'all to call me fat, so I got liposuction.
Well, as you can see, Kanye appears to have been shamed into having the surgery because of the way he says that the press treated his former brother-in-law, Rob Kardashian. Now one would simply think that this wouldn't occur when the person is someone who has had the success of someone like Kanye. But what we are finding out is that there are many who appear to have a healthy dosage of self-esteem, but are paling in comparison to others who appear to have far less. That's right. There are those that, in my opinion, are far too young to even consider cosmetic surgery, determining that there are certain advantages to having these surgeries. And unfortunately, to me, they sound like many of the IG models that have also indulged in cosmetic surgery. Now, we're going to look here at someone I think maybe you're familiar with, and we're going to have a bit of dialogue once we get back.
I remember hearing you on Clubhouse, and you were explaining that you got your body done.
Yeah.
And by the way, you actually posted some pictures. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, Kevo is blowing up the spot of all these rappers that are actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like you were so transparent with it.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think that's why people got on you so crazy. Because I know 5 rappers who done got the whole... I know some of them who went like 3-4 times.
No, for sure. For sure. I mean, like, I did it because, like I said, I was a little bigger, but I couldn't lose my, like, lower part. It was, like, kind of saggy a little bit. And I was just like, damn, like, I was working out with a guy or whatever, and he was just like, man, you know, all the bodybuilders and everybody do this, this, and this. And I was like, give me the information, what I got to do. So I hollered at my doctor, and he was like, man, I can have you perfect, like the perfect stomach, the perfect.
Wait, you're regular doctor, or you went to like
no,
a,
like you know, like
plastic
surgeon. He was like, I can have you perfect. He was like, man, you'll look like basically showed me how my body will look.
You look like the Hulk right now.
That's what I'm saying, like perfect. Like, so he's like, only thing you got to do is you got to work out hard though, because I can give you abs, but you would just have abs with a flimsy body. But so I go hard in the gym like every day, sometimes twice a day.
So all right, so let's bring it back, because, you know, even while I was talking to Charleston White and some of the people who don't like you, they have termed what you've done as a BBL.
Yeah,
you just went in it, and my understanding of a BBL is short for Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah, but if a male, so-called, the new 2022 term is if a guy gets his body done, it's
I remember.
Wow. Now, AB, were you aware that they call this type of surgery for men a BBL? Well, you learn something new every day, I tell you. Now, I know that it may appear that he has the full support of some, but as DJ Academics mentioned in that clip, there's someone who does not like Badman Kevo, or Bandman Kevo, all right? And let's hear what he had to say about this same cosmetic surgery, shall we? Now, first of all, let me put this disclaimer out, right? Now, This clip may not be good for young viewers and old ones like me for that matter. And while we attempted to edit the language, there are some we may have missed. And since this is a family show, you may want to cover the ears of those who you may not want to hear it. All right? That is our disclaimer. That is our warning. Okay? Now, on to that video.
That booty butt lift on the belly. Yeah, he got that booty butt lift on the belly. Yeah. Boy, I knew these niggas been cheating. Yeah. He wasted his motherfucking money. Yeah, I would have pumped that fat into that dick. Yeah, they say you can have a dick transplant. Nah, I'm gonna pump that 6-pack. Yeah, I'm gonna put 12 inches on that dick. Yeah, fuck a 6-pack, nigga. I know, man, yeah, I knew he was bad built. I'm the one told him he was bad built. I'm the one helped. I was the inspiration for Bandman Kiwi to get the booty butt lift on his belly. Yeah, I'm the inspiration for that. I'm the one broke him down and told him, nigga, them motherfucking Gucci's and Balenciaga clothes is made for a slim nigga like me. Yeah, he knew he had to go get him one of them little bitty bodies. He got that booty butt lift on the belly. Yeah.
Wow. Listen, my apologies, my extreme apologies for that video. We tried to do the best we could to edit out those obscene words and gestures. But nevertheless, Charleston White, although he uses a lot of those 4-letter words, he is hilarious. Many of you know the great comedian, I would call him comedian, Charleston White. But nevertheless, we now know that BBL stands for booty butt lift on the belly, all right? But you know what? There were some other things that he stated in this clip that I feel will help us to understand what this new push from black men is that are having cosmetic surgery. Now, the first thing he stated was he was the inspiration for Bandman Kivo having the surgery. Now, of course, I know he was joking, and you know that he was joking about it, but let's look into that for a minute. Inspiration is key because from our inspiration, we produce. Now, I know that Charleston White, again, was joking about this, but truly, it is something to ponder. What inspired Bandman Kivo? Could it be what Charleston White also stated in that same clip? Now, if you recall, he stated that luxury brands like Gucci and Balenciaga are not made for people like him, meaning Bandman Kivo, but for someone slim like Charleston White. Now, was that the inspiration that motivated Kivo to have the BBL? That's something to ponder. Now, Charleston White is not the only person who questioned the motivation of Kivo in having this surgery. As a rapper, another person by the name of Block Boy JB also chimed in when he asked this question.
I got a real serious question. Oh God. Hey, is you really strong or you just look strong? Cause if I get on the table, if you can't pick up that's 200 pounds and you look like you can pick up some 500 pounds, that's a serious problem. Answer it. Ain't sipping it. My nigga did. Bro, I got a real serious.
Okay, did you guys catch that? Did you catch that? The question that we gain from that clip is simply this: whether it is all about looks and not about purpose. This is where I want to rest my hat, so to speak, and have some dialogue. Because brothers, we are doing too many things for vain reasons and not for our purpose. I want you to think about that for a moment. What are you doing that has nothing to do with your purpose, but only focusing on vanity? Now, I was always taught that you sacrifice for your purpose and for your purpose alone. But what we see here is simply vanity. Now, I need to ask you a serious question, brothers. Have we simply become too vain? Now, Charleston White seems to lay into this the same questioning in this next clip. And again, I need to give this disclaimer, this warning, so to speak. So we put the warning up there. I hope you read it. Now, let's go to the next clip.
Let's be honest, because you got some characteristics and traits that don't seem too manly, and you're too well manicured. I ain't never seen a nigga with a glossy lips and face like yours, with a ugly receded hairline edge up like that. Plus, you got an ugly receded hairline, motherfucker, to try to play like you cute. Everybody know you ain't cute. Boy, if you had to go back to wearing Dickies and regular nigga clothes and take off that white boy Italian name off your back, boy, you'll be a funny looking Chicago guy. I'm sure y'all, that's why you had to do that. Yeah, you ain't get a bunch of pussy in Chicago. No, hell no. Yeah, no, you'll be a funny looking little Chicago boy. Short, wide back, that bottom part of your torso. Yeah, that motherfucking bottom half of your motherfucking torso, man, because you got the big back. You got the big Franken. Let's be honest.
AB is going to kill me, guys. I'm sorry. But listen, is Charleston White, is he right about his observation concerning Kivo? Is it truly all about perception? Is he more concerned about how people perceive him to be rather than how he really is? Now, as we look here at Badman Kivo, what are the takeaways from Kivo? You know, I, for one, believe that he has been misled into believing, like so many of us, that people will accept an image of you before they accept the real you. Think about it for a moment. People will accept the image that you show them, whether it be the true you or not, before they accept the real you. There was a time when black men did not think this way. You know, the days when rappers like Biggie, that's right, rest in peace to the notorious B.I.G. But he said at one time, heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay coochie down to the socks, rings and watch filled with rocks. And my jam knock in the Mitsubishi. Girls pee-pee when they see me. Navajos creep me in they teepee. As I lay down lies like Alan Coppet. Stop it. If you think they gonna make a profit. Now listen, shout out to the late, great B.I.G. But listen, when Biggie says, however I stay coochie down to the socks, what he was saying to us is to find the brand that fits you and make that brand fly. Now, is that a thing of the past? Are we all forced to be the same, wear the same, look the same, sound the same? Have we become too tribal? Have we all succumbed to the pressure of not being our true selves? Is that the case? Listen, are both men and women under the same pressure? There was a time, oh my God, when a black man was challenged in the hair area. And you know what he would do? He would simply shave it all off. That's what he would do. If a brother had that case going on with that hairline, is backtracking, is running away from his forehead. When you have that problem, I had that problem. There was a time, again, when we would just do as I did and shave it off. But now, black men have opted to choose another option. That's right. Listen, AB, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Black men are now getting weaves. I mean, Grogu. Listen, you got to tell me, buddy. How do you think I would look? Really? How would I look with one? Should I try it? No. Are you sure, AB, that that's the same person? Are you sure? Come on now. Now, if you thought that was something, then baby, you haven't seen anything yet. I want you to just check this out. Just check. Do we have this clip coming up? And I'm telling you, I want you to you're going to be amazed by this. Because if you thought the brothers, getting the weave, the dreadlock weave was amazing and simply something that we were definitely not looking to see, watch this. Oh, you guys caught me. Grogu, I'm just playing. Of course, I'm just playing, right? But listen. I mean, look. Whose man's is this? I mean, listen, if you recall, some years ago, this gentleman was forced to humiliate himself on national television on, I think it was Tyra Banks' show, America's Next Top Model. Now, let's look at a few comments from this particular episode 8 years ago. This comment says, "It's sad that this is actually a reality." Now, that was 8 years ago. Let's look at another comment. Listen to this, brother. Brother Dan from 8 years ago says, "I can't front. If it looked more legit, I would wear it." And look, that had 9 likes at the time. Now, boy, how times have changed. Ladies, let me put you on game. Your man may just be wearing one of these now. Now, while I think that everyone has a right to do what they please, I truly believe that, I do feel this is something we need to address. Why? Well, because the focus has constantly been on women. And we have chastised and we have ridiculed them for having cosmetic surgeries, while now black men have started to do the same. How hypocritical of you, gentlemen. Fellas, you know what? We must change our focus not only from the negatives we see in our black women, but to those we see in ourselves. So let's stop having the arguments. It's not us against them. It's not men against women. But let's refocus our attention on our purpose And I want us to start now on that journey and finding our purpose, becoming our purpose, and then living in our purpose. Now, you know what? It may take some time to get there, but I believe in you. You've got this. All right, guys, now it comes to the point in our show, again, where I want to shift gears a bit here and give you this segment. Of course, this is our weekly spotlight where we spotlight someone in fashion. And so here is our fashion spotlight of the That's right. We are spotlighting none other than Miss Tracee Ellis Ross. And as you very well know, not only is she a phenomenal actress, but she's also a fashionista. Now, she's almost 51 years of age. She is still killing the game, in my opinion. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? AB, really, you got to look this up. She's almost 51. You know what? She looks amazing. And for me, any woman who knows how to dress fashionably kills the game every time. Is that you, my beautiful butterflies? Will you, as you mature, as Miss Tracee Ellis Ross is doing, will you, as you mature, grow old gracefully and look as she did? Or will you just grow old? Now let me say this before we end this show. Growing old is the goal. Looking great as you do is simply the icing on the cake. All right? Listen, that is our fashion spotlight of the week. We're going to bring you some people every week. We have some lined up for you. But listen, I have really enjoyed you all on this evening. I know it's a bit late, but I hope that you enjoyed the show, and I appreciate you for continuing to rock with us here at He Spoke Fashion. And listen, I hope that you have really enjoyed this show as well. But that's all I have for you tonight. I want you to have a good night, good fashion, and remember, He spoke fashion to you. See you next time. Hope you'll join us. Roku, you want to say anything? Yeah, in the building. Leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is He Spoke Fashion, and I really appreciate you all for watching. Please take time to follow us on Facebook, and if you really like this episode, what you think, leave your questions and comments, and remember, this is He Spoke